welcome back to Adobe Live. It's our last day of streaming today, Sophia. Sad day.
Yes, it's a
We're
week
gonna
from
miss
Christmas.
everyone. I know, right?
realized.
Countdown is on.
Yes.
Super excited to be back to wrap up the year. I've missed everyone. I've missed you, Sophia, and everyone in the chat who's joining today. I was already having a look at who we've got. Let's give it a shout out. We've got Sean, Sandrine as usual, Michelle. I'm scrolling. Andreas. We also have Tony. Hello, Tony, on the other side.
Hi, Tony.
And Jack and Tim, of course, Steve, Stuart, and all of you joining us again today for our last stream of 2021. What a year. How are you feeling, Sophia?
I mean, this year went by so fast. So many things happened, but still it felt like this. But I'm feeling good. I'm happy to go home for Christmas and eat a lot of cookies and my own body weight in whatever food has been cooked for me.
Same here. This is all we need. Just, winding down, enjoying the last couple of weeks.
Exactly.
And if you have no idea what we're talking about right now, because you're probably watching on YouTube, we have loads of people on Behance who are sitting here telling us about their festive plans and saying hi in the chat. So come and join on Behance. You'll just be able to chat with us and everyone else in the community. First thing we need to mention today. Second thing, festive challenge. We're wrapping up today. So much energy.
Yes.
So we're wrapping up quite the 2 weeks where we've been reviewing submissions. We had a challenge running where all of you were telling us your festive story in a visual way to enter a prize and to potentially win. We had our winners in the German stream earlier this morning, and now going through the UK submissions and later on the French ones. So stay tuned if you're in the French community. But Sophia and I and all the other hosts and Tim and everyone else have been joining to review all the work you submitted in any creative tool we have here at Adobe, in the chance also to win a sweater and a Creative Cloud subscription for 1 year.
Yeah.
Got there.
Now I have like flashbacks of Julia asking in the chat like 500 times, what can we win? What can we win? What can we win?
Though?
Is it a subscription? Is it a 1 year subscription, everyone?
2 months, 2 weeks, we don't know anymore.
Yeah,
it's 1 year, guys.
1 year.
And also a beautiful Stream Team hoodie that was designed by Karina, our lovely Karina Linmeyer, who does some beautiful illustrations for us. So we're super excited. We're actually going to just reveal it now, go through some of the submissions before Sophia gives us a bit of a demo in Photoshop. Of course, we end the year with more kind of insight into our tools, but first we wanted to go through the submissions and tell you who won. So let's do this. Sophia, I think you have everything opened.
Yes,
and ready.
I have the
on our Discord.
open. And I mean, we both know it was really hard because there are so many amazing submissions. Like we had long discussions about.
We did. And that was last night, right, Sophia? We were still messaging.
I don't want to say we were fighting.
We would sleep on it.
But we had a heated discussion.
Friendships were questioned.
But we decided we have a winner and we will reveal it after we've gone through the submissions to like make it a bit excited. So first thing we have, I think I scrolled down already. I'm sorry. I'm not starting at the top. Now we're at the top. This is from Tony, what he made on the stream.
Kicked off. Yeah.
Yes.
What a great stream, by the way. So many of you tuned in. You can watch it on replay. But Maddie and Tony were kind of launching the festivities and did a bit of work on fresco, which was really fun. So here was the final piece. But of course, Tony's not participating. He's our host.
I was about to say.
He's always there with the fun.
Exactly. He's just setting the bar really high. Like we started.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's like, okay, what do I do now?
So here we have the first one from Jackie. I'm just going to click on this link too, so we can get a bit of the full story.
And I really like that everyone actually went ahead and told their story with work, which was completely the intention. So artwork with some story behind it and what it meant to you. I really enjoyed reading through some of these, and I know you did as well, Sophia.
Oh, yes. Yes. We almost cried yesterday as well.
Yeah.
So many emotions.
Yeah.
So many emotions.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have
anger and sadness.
Yes. A roller coaster.
Two extremes. Yes. But we have lovely Jackie, yeah.
And I really love this. I really love the rainbow on the pajamas.
Yeah.
I know it's a very small detail, but I love that. Like the attention to detail with this and the excitement and this like cozy looking at the Christmas tree. I love that.
I also love that Jackie's been kind of experimenting with frescoes so much recently. And I think all year. But I always love seeing fresco submissions. My heart always leans to illustration. Really nice to see. Yeah.
And I guess we can all relate a little bit to like seeing the lights during the Christmas festive time as a kid, you know, on the tree or outside. I love that too.
Yep.
So great submission. Thank you so much. We're gonna, as you can see, it also got a lot of love in the Discord.
Yep.
And here we have this one, which for me looks very traditional Christmassy.
Yeah, it looks very much like a postcard. So just a really nice little kind of overview of the cityscape and the traditional elements of Christmas.
Also, I want to share a fun fact about the reindeer.
Please do. I thought you were going to talk about your accessories today.
First of all, I want to acknowledge my accessories, which are even too big to fit into this whole screen. And second of all, I read somewhere that only the female reindeers have their, what is this called? Horns?
I also read that.
During Christmas. So these are actual female reindeers carrying the sleigh. That's cool.
Taking the responsibility. Very cool. I saw that on Instagram as well.
Yeah.
And
it's like where we get our knowledge.
Actual information. Yeah, exactly. Also, fake news. I have no idea, but
we don't know. Can someone please confirm or deny? Because I've been telling this fact to a lot of people and I want to know if I've been lying.
I'm going to go through the chat while you keep going and see if I get further information. Let me look back to you on that.
If someone can give me more information on that. Then we have one that's animation. Ooh. I hope everyone can hear the sound of this. The snow on the postcard. So lovely. Can everyone hear the sound? As much as I can hear it.
It was good, says Sean, so we're good. And newsflash, Tony is saying that only female reindeer get the antlers. Antlers, also just a slightly better term.
Oh, I guess so.
To use in the future.
Yeah, thanks for my future. I have to share a very important fact with the world. So I was right.
Sophia and Emma.
Yes. So we have this one by Deadly Custard. First of all, great name. Then we have the Christmas card. I love this one. I love like the feeling it gives me, like the very Christmassy feeling and the little light on the postcard. I really like this one.
Yeah. And I want to say again, great story. Whoever created this, I don't have a specific name, but we went onto the YouTube link and there was a bit of a story on how it was created, the style, and just a bit more information on the thought behind it.
So we're gonna go on the snow globe. Wow. Can I make this bigger?
I know, right?
If I click on here, will it go bigger? I guess.
Where are you taking us, Sophia? It's an adventure today.
I'm a digital native, as everyone knows.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you would have.
But great submission again.
But I love the colors. Looks really cool.
Yeah. Great mood.
Gonna continue. Ooh, I know this is one that you really like.
I really liked the colors in there, and just the kind of modern illustration look and feel.
Yeah,
and also just Christmas being overwhelming for a lot of people. What's that?
It says busy. You're always busy.
Yeah, I can relate to it. So I felt connected to it. Yeah, I'm like, say no more. I didn't have to read through any story in there. I was like, yep.
We love relatable content.
A portrait.
That's basically you on Christmas.
That is me in 1 week. So and a couple of days before.
Yeah, I also love
great submission again, Lisa.
Yeah, great work. Really love this for family dinner.
And great shout from Tony. It does look like Emmy, who's been on the stream as well. She has a very similar style and color palette. So a great compliment for you, Lisa, as well.
Yes. Here we have Sandrine. I'm going to open this. I know what happens when I click on this link because not like the other one.
It's Behance.
Behance. I know Behance. We go way back.
Love this project. I think this was Sandrine, right?
Yes.
So nice and complete, and so much thought went into that. We chatted a little bit on Instagram on everything that went into the prep. There's several kind of tools you used across the Creative Cloud, and how you put it together. Amazing. And it made me hungry.
InDesign, Lightroom Classic, Photoshop, Illustrator. I mean, you went all in. I could not do that. I could not. I mean, I'm happy if I can manage Photoshop. You will see later. So I love
Sophia's setting herself up.
Yes, hyping everyone up so they are excited and keep on watching.
Just keep along. Tony saying that it's really, really lovely. So Sandrine getting some compliments in the chat as well. Thank you so much, Sandrine. I know you put a lot of work. Look at that, the ring light and everything.
Yes, I love behind the scenes photos. I love that. I love knowing how someone actually achieved the look in the end. And I love that she used like this dark blanket. Also just goes to show you can use whatever you have at home to create amazing images, which is amazing. Yeah. And the results are so good. So good. It looks so professional. I mean, this can easily be in a cookbook, I think.
Yep. Tanya did a really similar also idea on the German stream. She did a little recipe card. Yeah. Yes. For grandma's cookies.
Exactly.
And I love the idea. And I always want to get this stuff printed. You kind of want to have a proper feel of them. So I hope you did, Sandrine.
And then you have like stains on them at some point after
there's history.
Yes.
They live on.
Exactly. Like chocolate stains on that recipe. Amazing. So we really love this one.
Yep.
Then we have this, which I love because it has cats and dogs on it. And I love cats and dogs. So that
I like the pattern idea. We didn't really get any patterns. Just different approach to it. So love that as well. Let me check the chat if we have any feedback. Great submission again. Thank you so much.
Then we have
moving along.
This is Behance too. I can click on it. I know. Wow. This is also very cool.
Love the style.
Yes.
What a story. Yeah.
Yes.
All coming back.
Oh, yes. I suggest everyone go read that because we don't have the time to go through the whole story.
I know. This is exactly what I'm thinking. It's a shame. But we looked through everything. So thank you so much as well for submitting. I'm aware of time. And everyone's like, did I win?
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm going as fast as I can. Clicking on this.
Sophia makes me laugh. Just the detailed feedback is
really good under pressure, as everyone can tell. It's like everyone pressuring me.
Great.
Ooh, once again.
Some of these projects have been phenomenal. Everyone who created a project on Behance, respect goes to you because I just love how much thought went into it.
Look at this.
The scene.
I love to know how things are created. I mean, obviously we're doing like Adobe Live. We'd love to know how things are actually created. That's what we do here. So I love seeing these like even behind the scenes of illustrations and How did you come up with this? I'm seeing a bunch of layers on the side here. This is a lot of work, and the final result looks really cool.
Yep.
Love that. Okay, I know I'm not fast enough. I can feel the pressure.
You're good.
Through the
I feel like I always pressure people. Tony said the same thing, and I wasn't even on the stream, and I was pressuring in the chat. Like
every time Emma's in the chat. Everyone, heat it up.
They're like, can you hear something in their ear? They're like,
oh, she's here.
She's okay. Here, I can sense it.
Yes. This is one I also really like. It's the snow animation. And I mean, it's just...
And we talk about the snow animation because Tim did a stream about this. And I think it inspired a lot of people, which I love. Because, you were actually putting into practice what you learned on stream. So,
exactly.
Submissions with the snowflake effect.
Also, as a cliffhanger for later, I wish I would have animated the snowflakes in my photo. Mm-hmm. But I didn't. But you can watch Tim's stream and then you'll learn.
Nice, Sophia.
Advertisement. Here we have, does it have a name? Can I call it the teddy bear? I mean, it's the Festive
really sweet
challenge, I know, but
a submission from Doris with a great story about the teddy bear, which was also animated with snowflakes,
and it was made in Fresco, right?
Fresco in Photoshop. And I think a little bit lower down there was a bit of story on how she created the piece, which was really interesting. I love how much work went into that.
Here's the teddy bear. And it's about, just to like quickly, because I remember this one about like her grandson that is not in like where she's living, but in New Zealand. And obviously during Christmas and during like the pandemic that we still have, it's like really hard for people that are not in the same country to spend time together. And so she created this for her grandson, which is super nice. And I love this one.
Yep.
Go moving on. We have another video that I'm just gonna click here. Once again, the snowflakes. This is a recurring theme that I'm into. I like that theme. Tim,
and also mentioning Maddie.
Everyone.
Yeah. Great submissions. I know you weren't. You were probably based in the US. I just saw that. So sorry, this was a European challenge. But
we're still giving love to all the snowflakes because
we are
snowflakes. Once again, snowflakes. Love that.
One more time. I think this is becoming a game, Sophia. One more snowflake.
One more snowflake. No, there's another one. There's another Frankfurt to Chicago. Flying home for Christmas. Oh,
yeah.
I love that, people flying home for Christmas. Also, there's an animation, of course, because I love a snowflake animation. Oh, and the air
hit the spot.
Yes. Oh, I love how it kind of looks like it's crashing a little bit, but I get that it's not crashing. This is one I really like as well.
Yep.
We were talking about this yesterday. I have a question. I have a question about this one. I understand that the cat is thinking, "Ooh, I want to play with the ornaments." That's why she's like, "I can wait. I can do this. I can wait." But I thought initially it said, "I can't wait," because she wanted to jump on the tree. She's like,
wait to destroy it.
Yeah. The minute you're done, I'm just gonna. Or is she thinking about the presents? That she's like,
I think we need clarification. Classic cartoon from Tony, and I love it. Mainly as it features a cat. Yes. I mean, I love this cartoon style as well. I was really drawn to it when I opened Discord and saw the submission.
Yes.
Yep.
So I want to know if someone in the chat can tell me the story behind this, because I have questions that need answers. Here we go. This once again, I think is something for like traveling home for Christmas or like traveling for Christmas, which we all hope will be possible. Sean, this is just another render, and I think we've gone through them. No? Yes,
we made it.
Okay. How are we going to do this?
So I guess it's the drum roll moment of just, I know, firstly, thank you so much for submitting. everyone, and for telling some of your stories. I know sometimes the festive, period's not easiest for everyone, and some of you are probably looking forward to being with your close ones. Some others won't be able to. So really grateful for that. But yeah, we made a decision based on what we were, drawn to, and I will let Sophia reveal our winner.
And the winner is, boom, Tim, share the screen. Here we go. It's the teddy bear.
Lovely Doris.
Congratulations. We really, really loved your submission. We almost cried yesterday. This is the one where we were like, oh my God, this is so sweet. This is so sweet. Like creating for people that you love, just to remind them that you're thinking of them when you can't be with them, like physically during this time. It's so lovely.
Yeah, and the mother-son just connection, and just the story you put together, the work, and the great fresco illustration as well.
Yes.
So altogether, absolutely loved it. Great work. Of course, everyone, great work as well. But Doris, we'll be in touch with you for your Creative Cloud subscription and the hoodie that we'll send out as well. But thank you so much for sending through, and congrats in the chat that are being shared. So what a great community you guys all are. We're really happy to see all your work this year again.
Yes.
Any final words, Sophia, on the festive challenge?
I was really happy to see so many amazing submissions. Thank you so much to everyone that submitted. And yeah, we loved all of them. Honestly, all of them were great. Like it took us quite the time and discussion to decide. So it was a close call, but yeah, I hope you all agree that this is an amazing illustration.
It is. It's lovely. And everyone's clapping in the chat and giving some congrats to Doris.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Final note on the festive challenge. If you want to see all submissions, there's a hashtag going around on Instagram, which is hashtag my festive story. You'll be able to see other submissions. And you can also tag your work with the hashtag if you want to be part of that gallery. So that's that. I'll leave it to you now, Sophia, to take over with what plan you prepared for our last stream. We have about 40 minutes to go through, 30 to 40 minutes. I think that's enough time, but I can't wait to see what you have in store.
Okay. I feel like I have to
game plan.
Stakes are quite high. Like I have to follow some great artists now. I also don't know if I should take this off to like do some serious work or if I should leave it on. Can someone in the chat please let me know if I should leave this on?
Antlers, no antlers. Okay, let's just take a look.
Like I want to know if I should leave this on or not.
Let's leave a second for the chat to feedback while you get started.
Exactly. I will just shortly explain what we're gonna do so that everyone gets super excited and hyped up, or we'll see. So this is part of like my festive story, or like we were asked obviously to also think about the theme. And as maybe some of you know, I'm a photographer and I work with the queer community mostly. And I recently shot photos of a ballroom house. Ballroom is a subculture from the US, mostly New York. It's about dancing and gender expression. And they're called houses because the whole movement started in the 80s in Harlem, New York, where a lot of queer people were kicked out of homes, like because of their identities, and then found each other and created something that they called houses, with a mother and a father, like a figure that took care of younger queer people that didn't know where to go because they were oftentimes homeless. And they still exist today. Some of the houses like have been passed on over generations. And for me, this time is about family, but also about family doesn't have to be the people that you're like blood related to. You can make your own family. The people that you love and that you surround yourself with are your family. And this is also how a lot of the ballroom houses like see each other. It's a family and they spend all their time together and they celebrate the festive time together. So for me, the photos that I took for them are part of like my festive story, just to remind people that if you're not like your family is not your blood related family that is 100% as valid. Like you can choose your family. So this is for me like the message behind these images that I took. And also those are just amazing people. I love them so, so much. And so I just wanted to have like a
Sophia, you're gonna make me cry. I'm far too emotional for this kind of stuff.
Yes, while I'm wearing
keep telling me more.
my Christmas thingy.
Yeah,
I was thinking I'm
forgot
gonna
the
take
antlers
this off now for my serious business here.
But thank you so much for sharing that already. Wow, love the story.
Yes,
and wasn't aware. So.
I think it's also for people that are maybe not living in the country that they're from. Like your family can be your super close friends. Like for me, Christmas or like festive times means family, but family is whoever you choose. So after all of that, we're going to jump into Photoshop. And I'm just going to do a quick run through because I did this in the German stream and it took exactly an hour. So we're going to skip some steps and I'm just going to show you quickly what I would do to an image like this in 30 minutes. I already practiced this or like ran through it so you can see what the final result would be. Like this is what it looks like when it's finished, which is kind of, I hope you can see as the trend. I added a bit of like snowflakey look. I hope you can see this in the stream. And yeah, let me turn this off. You see, changed the color in the back, made the skin pop. It's a very simple and I think effective edit that we can do in 30 minutes. And what we're going to do is we're going to delete all of this and we're going to start from scratch so you can see exactly what I do. So I
have to say, Sophia, you've changed your style with going towards those reds, and I absolutely love that you message me all the time being like, hey, I've got some new artwork, like, do you want to have a look? And I'm like, yes, please show me. And you're experimenting with this red this month and it's stunning. So
I mean, red is a Christmassy color, no? I think.
Yeah, but I think it just blends in so nicely with your work as well. And love it.
We're gonna open it with Photoshop like we would. So we have Camera Raw. I know in the German stream, I got the question. I didn't do anything in Camera Raw, which I'll take it back now. I'll take it back. What I would do here is maybe adjust the exposure a little bit because I like my pictures to be poppy and bright. Which I would do. And then what I would also suggest, but that's personal preference, I would go into detail, and I already did this. Usually by default, this is around 40, the sharpening. I take it down a little bit. For me, I just like skin and everything to be a bit like smooth. So sharpening obviously makes it less smooth. So that's just to be aware of that it sharpens your picture a tiny bit. And then what I do is I go to optics and remove, like do the lens correction. As you can see, like it kind of was a bit like distorted, and then it's done. And then we open. That's all I do in Camera Raw, actually.
Yep.
Here we go.
And we have Sandrine, who's describing your red as a cross between Santa's red and mulled wine. Great. Love it. Nice. Do we want to, it's like color codes now. Can you please get like the next Pantone?
Yes, exactly. But we're gonna change the red. Like the red that you see now is not gonna be the red that we have in the final image. We're gonna
don't hold on to it, guys. We're moving along. We're moving along.
So I have to move my zoom thingy out of the way. Here we go. Yep. So this is the image that we have. And the first thing I do is I change the crop, because for me, that's, I don't know if other people do that too, I assume. I go by like 4:5. It's also because it's like easy for Instagram. I don't like 1:1. So I do kind of an adjusted 1:1. So if, like this for me usually works. Then I drag this out and I move it where I want it. Here we are, have the subject in the middle.
Nicely aligned.
Like this, and then we just hit enter. Also, I'm doing this on my MacBook, like not, usually I do stuff with like a trackpad and bigger screen, but all of what we do, you can do easily just on the trackpad of your like laptop. No advertisement, just laptop. Then what we want to do is, obviously we see this background is not full and we don't have the color all around, and we still see like some darker bits because my backdrop is not that big. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go and do the M key, or you go to the marquee tool up here, and you're going to mark the first side. Then you're going to hold down Shift because we're going to mark everything. Now the selection is all the way, and we even going to select the other side. So we have this little arch going around the subject. Then we're going to do right click and going to do content aware. Content aware is like the most magical thing for me. It's also very Christmassy. It's very magical. So we're going to click on that and we're going to let it do its magic. You see,
that is
every
actually
time
phenomenal.
I'm like, what? This is so good. Like, it's
who is behind this? Who's hearing me? Like in my brain.
It's so good. I love it so, so much. And obviously you can adjust here where it is sampling from. Like if it's sampling, for example, too much of your subject, you can erase part of the sampling area here.
Tim is telling us that content aware Phil is responsible for this.
Yes.
He's a nice bloke. His name's
her. Content aware Phil. Good friend.
Exactly.
Yes.
Saved Sophia since day one.
Oh my God.
Here we are. We
have a very close relationship. We work together almost every day.
And your beautiful Pantone red is now, present more than ever, which has been renamed, by the way, as Sophia Red. So
oh, wow.
We'll take that.
Thank you.
Honored.
Thank you. Honored.
Wow.
Absolutely. So we're going to do deselect, and then I do something. Sometimes I do it. I know some people are going to be like cringy now, but I'm still going to do it because living on the edge. What I'm going to do is I'm going to merge these two layers. I know a lot of people do
wild.
But I'm living on the edge now. This is what we're doing. I'm doing this to avoid a screenshot that I sometimes do that is copying all visible layers, which makes it a bit too complicated for a 30-minute stream, I think. Okay.
Tim is shocked. We have outrage.
I know, it's fine. It's a 30-minute
But you warned us.
edit.
You warned us. Yeah, agreed. So, okay, yeah.
What we want to do next is we want to get rid of these, like, you see here, there is a bit of like, this is not even.
Noise.
Yeah. Then we have this like on the floor, you can see that the backdrop paper is not even as well. And also I want to soften the shadow in the back. So how we do this? We're going to do this using something that is called frequency separation. I think I spoke about this quite often by now. So
you sound like a mad scientist, Sophia. We're
gonna cook it up.
Yeah.
And then content aware is the result. We're gonna name this color. We're gonna name the other, like I copied the other layer if I didn't say that before. So we have color. We're gonna call this texture. Then we go onto the color tab, like color layer. And we're gonna go to filter, noise, median. That's it's a weird word. And so this comes up, and the goal here is to make it as blurry so you can't really see the fine texture of the image anymore. So if I go all the way down, you can see the picture like completely in sharp. If I go all the way like this, it's going to be completely blurred. So we want to find something in the middle. I think here something like 8, a radius of 8 is good. And then we hit OK. So far, you can't see anything because the layer is underneath the texture layer. If I remove this, you can see it's a bit blurry. Then we're going to go onto the texture layer, and we're going to go onto image, apply image, and we're going to go to color. What are we doing right now? We're actually dividing color of the image and the texture of the image. So we're making 2 layers where the color is laying underneath the texture. So if I adjust the color of the image, the texture will still remain the same. So it's not all like blurry and fuzzy. And if I, for example, remove a freckle on the skin, I will not do this on the color layer, but on the texture layer, so that the color of the skin doesn't change. But I'll show you. But this is what we're doing right now. So now we're creating the texture layer. Now we have this, and it's in normal blending mode, and we have to go into linear light. And then we have these 2 layers that make the image. And what we're going to do now is we're going to start. I have to zoom out a little bit for this. What we're going to do now is we're going to blend out the background. For this, I'm using the mixer brush tool, which is a brush that kind of works like, is it like pastel? No, it's not. What is it called? Watercolors, kind of like you can drag the colors you have in your image.
With some movement.
Yes. So the importance here is like to use a big brush. Usually I have the hardness at 0, kind of a big brush. And I know what happens is it always jumps to like a huge one, from like kind of small to like super big. But it's fine. We're going to use a big one. Important is to use a clean brush. Like it shouldn't have any color additional on it. So we're just going to move the colors that we actually have in the image. How are we going to do this? You see that here's a bit of like darkness on the edges. I want to get rid of this. So I'm going to just move the bright colors that I have in the middle.
Nice.
Outside. I can even remove like this little spot that was there. So we're gonna do that. And we're gonna do this at the, let's zoom in a little bit, so you can see what I'm doing. You just have to be careful to avoid the subject, because otherwise you're moving the color of the subject, and I guess that's not what we wanted. Just smoothing out the background, and we can even do this a little bit, but carefully, with the shadow.
Yeah, like Tim is also suggesting the smudge tool for a bit of other suggestions. Too. Yeah.
There's so many ways. I also don't know if this is like the state of the art. This is just what I do. Yep. This is something where I was
Sophia
like,
workflow.
Yeah. Maybe I'll just try that and see what happens. And then I liked it and continue using it.
Nice. Completely acceptable.
There are no rules. If you like it, if you like the outcome, that's all that matters.
Completely fair.
Yes.
And just want to say, while you're doing this, that we have some people joining in the chat. We have Caroline, who's asking about our submissions and reviews. Like everyone said, we do have the replay after this. So if you want to catch up on all our reviews and the winner, you can do that. And yeah, anyone else tuning in, we're live here for our last stream of the year with Sophia. We're on Behance, so come and join and ask all your questions for Sophia.
Yeah, but like Emma said, if you miss us, you can watch all the replays.
That's what I was going to also say. We have tons of replays you can kind of dig into for the next couple of weeks. We will be back on January 10th live. So a bit of a break for everyone to just go back to their families, homes, wherever they're going, or enjoying their festive break anywhere they're at. And we'll be back fresh next year.
Perfect. So I'm done with that. So just as a quick suggestion, what I would do if I would do like skin retouching as well, which we're not going to do too much now because it's like very zoomed out image. So you don't need to see, like, you're not as close to see all the pores in the skin. But if I would do any skin retouching, I would only do it on the texture layer. And also very carefully using here the spot healing tool, and then you have multiple options here at the top. You can use content aware, create texture, and proximity match. And I always use the proximity match because it kind of works like the clone stamp tool, that it samples from an area close, kind of self-explanatory.
I love the clone stamp.
Yeah. This is kind of like a little bit like the clone stamp. And the content aware sometimes like blurs everything out, but also trial and error, just see what works. But I prefer the proximity match, and then just make sure that you're not sampling from all layers, but only the texture layer. And then you can remove some little like blemishes and stuff like that. The rule here, I don't even know who told me this. It could have been on the stream, that when the question comes like, what do you remove and what do you just leave?
Yeah.
The answer was, what is still here in 2 weeks, you're not removing in Photoshop. So
fair. That just belongs to the person. Yeah,
exactly.
It
Ask yourself, is this still going to be here in 2 weeks?
Okay. So you're like, yeah, this is my face.
Yeah.
Let's just take that.
Yeah, but if it's just like a red spot that's going to be gone tomorrow, take that out.
Good point.
That's the rule. Yep. The rule of thumb.
Rule of thumb.
Yeah. So we have that now. So the next thing, I think now I'm just going to show you the screen, like because now that I want to brag about it. So we have a shortcut that I like to use, which copies all the visible layer into one layer. Does that make sense? I'm going to show you what that means. So we're going to do Shift, Option, Command, E. That's now everyone. Nice. Shift, Option, Command, E.
Smooth.
Yes.
Is that Phil again doing his job? Content aware guys.
Like all the magic. I'm just pulling out all the tricks I have.
Pulling the layers.
Yeah. Yes. So what we're going to do now is I can see the time. We're going to edit the subject first, like only the subject, and then the background. I like to keep those things separate just so I can focus on one thing at the time. How are we going to do this? We're going to use another very magical tool that makes my life easier. It's called the Option Select tool. So we're going to just drag over here, and it's just going to do the work for me. Boom, it selected the subject. As you can see, it forgot a tiny spot here at the top, like from the veil. So we're going to go up here into Select and Mask. And we're going to use our little brush to just paint that in as well. So we have the perfect selection. I usually like to feather it a tiny bit and smooth the edges. And here we are. And then I'm going to get a curves layer, which now is only on my subject. Now I have to move my zoom bar again. Here we go. And now we're going to start editing the subject. I like to add a little bit more of contrast to it. Pull up. Here we go. I know that I'm going to add a little bit of more highlight later, so we don't have to worry about the highlights here as much. And here we go. This looks fine. Then I'm going to go to the red because I wanted to add a little bit of green into the dark, like into the blacks. Take out a little bit of the reds and add a little bit more red into the skin tone. Here we go. You can already see quite the difference, I think. Dunk, dunk. Ta-da. I love turning layers on and off. Just see what happens. Looking at the result.
The difference.
Yes. That's a lot of fun. So I think I'm happy with that for like a quick edit. I usually just work with curves. That's or selective color, but mostly with curves. And now what I want to do is I want to make the skin pop a little bit more. So I'm going to go to brightness and contrast and just gonna go high here, like so. And then I'm going to invert that layer, which means I'll make it go away, disappear. But as you can see, we have this mask here that is black. So if I take a brush here, where is she? Brush, or like just be on the keyboard. And then here we, nope, wrong one. Here we have it. And then we go up here and select like a soft brush, make it a bit smaller like this. And then
see that snowflake effect brush you were using.
Yes.
Was already in there.
We're gonna use that later again.
Okay.
So I'm painting with white paint onto the black mask, which means I'm revealing the mask on my image, and that means
we have a question from Tony who's saying, Sophia, do you use the skin tones option in select color range?
With the hue and saturation one? Does he mean that?
I'm assuming so. Tony, let us know.
Hence, I usually don't, to be quite frank.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess I assume he means the hue and saturation one.
He means no, just generally.
Generally,
okay. Absolutely not, Tony.
I don't know. Maybe I should. Maybe that should be a thing I should try in 2022.
A suggestion.
Yes. I'm always open for suggestions. So I'm doing this like on the trackpad of the laptop, and it's so here we go. I hope you can see the difference now that we painted in. I hope you can see.
Yes, this is one for you to play around with. We've got Tim building up on the explanation. Just an option for entry for skin tones, so you can test that out. Yeah, 2022. Holiday workflow update.
Obviously, I'm constantly updating my workflow. Anything that can make my life easier, I'm here for.
Yep, and cleaner as well. I think some of the purpose is not criticizing workflow. I think a lot of guests come on streams thinking we're picking out any faults in what they do, but it's just completely being open-minded to help and getting that just a little bit quicker, smoother, and cleaner.
I love that. Anything constructive criticism, like I'm here for. So now we want to edit the background because we only have 10 more minutes. Once again, we're just gonna go back, select the subject, because like, why not? And then we're gonna go Shift Command I, which inverts the selection because we don't want the subject, we want the background. This is easy peasy. Now we have the background. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go and get a hue and saturation layer. We're gonna put this on top, because we want to change. I want the red to be a little bit more red. I know it's already named after me now, but I'm still going to change it. I'm so sorry.
How could you? Can it be an Emmerich then? I'll take it.
Because I want it to be a little bit more yellowy. You can see.
Okay, that's not me at all.
Like this more Christmassy. I thought it was more Christmassy.
Okay, yeah.
This was where I was going with this.
Orangey, yeah.
Yeah. Is this not more Christmassy? Am I wrong? I mean, we can also go purple.
Ooh.
But I wanted
to this is nice. Yeah.
I mean, we can do. Oh, no. I mean, just have fun with it,
We did have a joke from Tim as well, as always, saying when we're talking about workflow, that if you are using Audition to edit your photos, then we would probably make a comment about your workflow.
That, I mean, I would be curious to see that, to be honest.
Apparently it is possible, but Steve calls it visual music. So,
I mean, I can sense there are a lot of creative people in the chat.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's the end of the year, guys. Yeah, just go wild.
So now we already have that. And the only thing that we're going to do now is we're going to add the snow, because that was really important to me. This is like a super fast edit. Like, it's just to make the image pop a little bit more and change the color. That's literally what we're doing. I know Photoshop sometimes seems like too much. Like when I started with Photoshop, I was like, oh my God, I could never work with Photoshop because I will never understand. But it is not that hard. It just looks a bit confusing in the beginning, but you'll get around.
Not to devalue Instagram, you are also posting and creating a lot for Instagram. So that might also influence what you edit and how much work you're going to put into it, or what the actual output is, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I have images where I edit like for hours because they're going to be printed, for example, and then they're going to be like super high resolution. But if you create something for Instagram, it's going to be rendered down. So no need to go in, like zoom in at like 200% and then do final skin.
Get that snowflake on, Sophia. Go wild.
It's just Instagram.
Okay. It's just Instagram.
Do the snowflakes. So what I did was I created a layer, and I'm gonna clip, I didn't even say, like a clipping mask that is clipping to the background, so that if I now like paint on this layer, I'm never gonna be painting on the subject because it's clipped to the background where the subject is excluded from. So then I just picked this brush before. It's just one of the Kyle's brush.
Nice.
They call it, like big packs, brush packs. And then whenever, the professional term for this, whenever I paint on my photos, which I do quite often, I think sometimes people don't even notice, and I love that, I always pick a color that is in the photo somewhere. And I do this by going option, and then you have this little color picker tool.
Eyedropper, no?
Yeah.
Eyedropper.
That's what
is it? Okay.
And
don't trust me.
Don't trust us in how these things are called. And I'm picking like this gray one here. And I have these snowflakes, snowflakey looking things. And I'm just going to paint them on here.
We have some Christmas music chat going on in the chat over here in Behance. So
for people
going
editing their photos in Audition?
They're not. I don't think so. I think they've just gone off onto festive music and playlists. So keep going.
So the only thing we're gonna do then, I usually play with the blending modes. For this one, I think screen works quite well, just because
really cool.
And it looks like snowflakes. And then just gonna go down with the opacity a little bit. And then here we are. I think I would just leave it like this. You can use this as a Christmas card, put some text on it. Or
you have time, by the way, so no need to rush completely. But if
to rush, Emma, come on.
Hey, we know that, Sophia. We lost.
If you're not interested in Photoshop content, we have some amazing other stuff about Rush as well.
Sophia's our new beloved, Premier Rush ambassador since the beginning of the year.
You heard it here first.
The scoop is out. But Sophia has been taken away from her love for photography for a very short time frame. But a lot of you are asking Sophia about Rush, and we love it. I mean, it's
Yeah, there's a master
you work on it
so well. Rush.
You did.
Yes.
So don't forget Rush in 2022.
Yeah. I'm not a one-trick pony. I can also do the Rush stuff. Also, just like, I mean, I can just like share some of my. Now I oh my god! Now I rushed so much.
Ooh, boom.
Sorry. I'm gonna stop with the Rush jokes now. Obviously I could keep adjusting all of this. There's like fine tuning you can do. What I always like to do sometimes is I take another curves layer because those are my favorites. Go up with the brightness and like this, a little bit more. This, invert it once again. I love to invert masks and then paint on them. Soft brush, go down with the opacity, and then just paint over the subject to make it like stand out and get a bit of this like eclipse kind of look, stuff like that. But that's more think I'm happy like that, honestly. If I
More detailed. Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah, but I like it. It gives some depth.
Glowy and showy. So it's perfect.
Glowy and showy. What a way to wrap up the year.
Those are just
Nice,
like
Sophia.
some small tricks in Photoshop. And like I said, Photoshop, just play around. No rules. Whatever you like, whatever you think looks cool.
Go wild.
Go wild.
And definitely better than Audition for editing any of your work.
I would suggest,
you might find it more convenient.
I mean, I have not tried Audition for my photos, so I don't want to say it's not the right thing to do, but I kind of have a feeling it might not work as well.
Off the grid. But that was some of the suggestion today from the chat. Thanks guys for joining. We're not quite done yet because I'm going to give you some homework for the holiday break. I know today is our last stream of 2021, so thank you for everyone who's tuned in every single day, every week, to catch on, some of our content from amazing hosts and guests. So thank you to everyone as well. I want to tell you, replays. I know we're offline, but there's loads going on our channels. You can find that on Behance. There's tons of content there if you are still looking to fine-tune your skills in the end of the year. And you might have also heard that Adobe launched Creative Cloud Express. So a lot of the buzz in the last days has been around that. You might have spotted in our different channels online. So another tool to kind of use over the Christmas period. You might also play with your kids or with your family on creating some new assets or 2022 goals on their vision boards, whatever you feel. And yeah, have a play around with that. Otherwise, I think, yeah.
When are we going to be back?
We're back on Jan 10th. So obviously a Monday. We're going to be back on January 10th, and our schedule is changing a little bit. Thanks for reminding me, Sophia. We are going to be live Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Still 3 days, but this time we're condensing it into those 3 days back to back to have all the content without a break. And that means we might have some guests coming on with more hackathons like we did last year. Sophia, you have to do one still. So,
I will do one. And I will include Rush, just so everyone knows.
I think you're first on that lineup in January, Sophia.
Yep.
Rush is all we need. So yeah, come back on the 10th. We'll be live then 10th, 11th, 12th as our new kickoff for the year. And that will be the schedule that we go along with. And stay tuned for some Creative Cloud Express content as well as some new streams coming up with new shows. Yes. So thanks everyone. I can see some thank yous in the chat. Oliver, Andreas, Tony, everyone else. Yeah. Thanks for joining in today, and see you all next year. Have some great festivities and holiday.
Yes. Happy holidays. See you next year, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.